If you're listening to this right now, right now, you've probably found us on iTunes or SoundCloud. What you need to go and do now is you need to go and tell your friend, and then you need to go and tell that friend's friend, and then they need to go and tell that dog, because we need more listeners. And I would really like someone to email us at the WrestleFriends Podcast at yahoo.com. This is the WrestleFriends Podcast, and I'm Dave.
My name is Mark.
It's not a good podcast. It's not a bad podcast. It's the podcast. What do you think about that,
I think that's good. I like what you did there. I'm not quite sure why you kind of started with this really quiet speaking.
I don't know,
but I liked it.
I wanted it to have a serious, because I'm serious about it. I wanted somebody to sort of listen to it and go, wow, he's totally serious about this.
WrestleFriends, excellent adventures. That's a party, that's for sure. WrestleFriends, excellent adventures.
Was that the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure theme song?
Animated.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I bring to this podcast.
Whoa. I've got some non-related wrestling news before we get into full-on WrestleThoughts. Would you like to run through what's on today's show first? Or not?
I can.
You don't have to.
So we're going to do a WrestleThoughts and that. Talk about wrestling, what we think about it and whatnot. We're going to look at which two wrestlers we were put into a tag team and why. Gimmicks.
Crap, I forgot
Gimmicks and stuff. We're going to talk about a match that I chose for Dave to look at. We're going to read WrestlePoetry that we've written. We might give out a Gonzalez award if someone's bought, and that's about it. I'm really disorganised and tired this week. My son woke us up at 5:20 this morning, so I'm probably going to talk absolute shite the majority of the time.
Gotta say, I feel a little bit unorganised myself because I've got loads of WrestleThoughts that are from about a week ago, and I can't remember what the hell I've been talking about, and I haven't even looked at my poem for about a week, but looking at it now, I should have probably rehearsed it a little bit. Anyway, got some non-related wrestling news. So, me and Jake went to London. Jake's not here this week. His granddad's here from Plymouth, so that's where he is.
Jake's never here.
Jake's pulling a sickie. He's got more of a hectic social life than I do.
We've done more podcasts without Jake than with Jake.
Have we? Mm-hmm. He needs to make a comeback.
Yeah, come back, kid.
What was I talking about? I went to London with Jake. Really, really busy weekend. We went to see Guns N' Roses, which was amazing. But while we were there, it was really cool because we stumbled across the Queen's birthday by mistake, and we stumbled across the Transformers premiere by mistake, which was cool. Also, I thought London was really nice. Place to be at the minute. They really seem to be pulling together. It's the nicest visit I've had to London, ever.
Unity,
yeah. It really feels like they're pulling together, but it didn't really feel like anything had been going on. You know what I mean? It was really nice. Anyway, while we were there, we were looking for a present for you, and we thought, well, I'm not going to get any Guns N' Roses crap because we don't like Guns N' Roses, and we had to look for some wrestling stuff, and we couldn't find anything wrestling. So remember I told you there was a Nickelodeon shop in London? Yeah. And you'd never been to it before?
Yeah.
So knowing that you love a good notebook and pen, we went to the London Nickelodeon store, and we got you this funky SpongeBob SquarePants London.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Notepad and pen.
That's awesome.
Which has it's I don't know, he's dressed as one of the Buckingham Palace guards. It's cool, I know.
That is awesome. Yes, notebooks and pens are my favourite
items. You could write some WrestleThoughts in that.
Almost certainly, or a wrestle poem. I think we should make this a tradition if we go on trips.
Well, bring a gift back.
Bring gifts back.
What about I kind of like doing non-related wrestling news before we go into the wrestling news as well.
Yeah. We could.
Have you got any non-related wrestling news?
You said Bailey's hand. That sucked.
That's not fun.
That sucked.
It was so cool in London though last week. It was so like I say, it was almost like it was just like nice. Like this, like gatherings of people. Whilst I was in London, obviously there was the premiere, there was the Queen's birthday, the Stone Roses were playing that weekend. Guns N' Roses, obviously, some jam-packed London, like massively busy, and everyone was just being nice to each other. Like normally when you go to London, you just get hacky looks off people and stuff, and like everyone's rude to you and passes past you on the tube and bumps into you and stuff like that. But it really felt nice this time.
So your non-wrestling related thoughts are about London being together. Cool.
In your face, nasty people.
Yeah,
you pack of bastards.
You bloody terrorists. Idiots. So there's major Pokemon Go stuff going down.
Oh no, I've give up on it.
Completely changed the gyms, so they're actually interesting to play now.
Really?
Yeah, you can like feed. You can go to gyms that are by your people and like give them berries to like feed up the Pokemon. You can like there's these things called gym raids where 20 people at once can fight a giant like Pokemon boss and then have a chance to catch it at the end.
That's fine. I'm gonna have to stop playing it again. I've sort of give up on it, but I was quite big on it around about the time we went to see the wrestling. The first WWE live event that we went to when we all went. And then like
we need to have another Pokemon Go.
We need to have another day like that. But then you've got Harry Potter Go coming out as well, which I'm gonna have a go of. And last night I went to pre-order my Super Nintendo Mini, and I got there an hour late, which was really upsetting.
South Shields still has pre-orders.
Do they?
At Granger Games.
No way. Really?
Because I went in this morning.
So that was probably the first good console that I ever had, because I had like Sega
NES Mini,
Master Systems and stuff like that, but the Super Nintendo was like...
Oh yeah, it was my first console as well.
I wonder what sort of games they put on there, because obviously you've got...
There's a list.
Is there? Haven't seen that list.
In fact...
You just made the game list!
In fact, there's what they're doing is they never released Star Fox 2, but it was finished.
Really?
So they've actually put it on...
Love Star Fox!
So they've actually put it on the SNES Mini as like a bonus. And
surely they've got the original Mario Kart on.
I'm not sure. I will have a look at the list later.
Cool.
Do you think this non-wrestling thoughts has gone on too long?
Possibly. Should we go on to some actual wrestle thoughts?
Yeah. So I'm going to do my wrestle thoughts first. Actually, there needs to be a theme. Let's have a little think.
Where are you going to go with this one?
Ruff. Wrestle thoughts are always ready. Ruff. Helping everybody. Doesn't really work.
Dogtanian,
but it didn't work.
I rented a Dogtanian DVD out from the library for Leo once.
Did he like it?
He enjoyed it, yeah. Watching it back, it's not actually as brilliant as you thought it was when you were little.
I've been listening to the theme song for Dogtanian this week, and it's really good.
I thought one.
They talk about drinking beer and stuff in it.
Yeah, well, that's what they used to do, innit? They used to clank their beers together, didn't they? And have a merry old time.
They did. I'm like, kids' TV is absolute poop.
It's not what it used to be.
It isn't.
We find myself watching reruns of Pokemon Go. Not Pokemon Go, just Pokemon.
Pokemon. Anyway,
WrestleThoughts.
We'll keep
off on a tangent.
We love wrestling.
Yeah.
Don't think we don't.
We love computer games and cartoons as well, though.
Right. So my wrestle thoughts are a little bit scattered because we haven't recorded for a few weeks, and I've just been writing, but I haven't been typing like I usually and organising. So I'm just gonna like my thoughts out. Hit
me with some thoughts, man.
Previously, we talked about how we thought the Joe Lesnar feud was gonna go. I've been pleasantly surprised. They've been protecting Joe.
They have. I think the last one that we did, the last podcast, I said I thought it was going to be a bit of a squashy Joe match. I've changed my mind now. And the promo that Heyman done on Raw the other day, kind of like when he was walking out the arena, kind of suggests it's going to be quite a big, long match of epic proportion.
So on the 12th, they had the pull apart brawl where they both looked strong. They had the locker room pour out, pull them apart. That was really exciting. That was like, I just literally stood up in the living room going, yeah, Joe, go on.
Go, Joe.
But then...
You can do it. What are we doing with... I'll actually finish this first.
But then this week, you'll have to forgive us because my microphone's all over, the notes are all over the place. This week, he was still kept strong, but he attacked Lesnar and nearly choked him out. Lesnar went all red and it was amazing.
Lesnar goes red just walking the ring though, doesn't he?
I was a little bit worried though because about that. Heyman was saying before, in the promo before it, that he was a back jumper, and then he did.
Yeah.
Jumping from behind, so I'm worried that they're trying to protect Brock a little bit already.
I don't think that this match is going to end as a clean victory for anyone.
But my excitement's growing.
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be better than I thought it was going to be.
They must have done a good job because you thought straight away.
Yeah,
I was trying to be positive.
It's took us 2 weeks now, and I've totally changed my mind. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a good match. I'm still not digging Brock Lesnar playing the face. I still can't understand why they've done this match now. I can't understand why they've done it at this moment. It doesn't seem like a very good time to do it.
Joe's I know, I would have kept it.
I would have saved
SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
But I would have kept it until somebody else had the belt. I would have given Joe his championship opportunity against someone completely different. I think maybe they should have I know they're probably protecting Balor down on the mid card for the moment, but maybe he's giving him his rematch or something like that. It's a made up shitty pay per view with a crap name. Maybe they could have just slung Finn Balor in for his rematch just out of courtesy or something like that, because that would have still been a good match. It would have been a big man versus a little man sort of plus they cut that promo where Paul Heyman was sort of bigging Balor up, so it would have been nice to have seen that match actually happen. But right now we've got two heels basically fighting each other, and they're making Brock look like the face, and it ain't washing well with me, brother.
I think Joe's facials are so intense.
Mm-hmm.
When he was being dragged away after this Raw, he was his facials were amazing. But Brock I think he needs to give it a little bit more.
He doesn't give any time though, does he? He's there and he makes a lot of money, and then he goes and then.
Do you not think it's smart to me that so Joe jumped in front the week before, or it was 2 weeks before. They had the big pull apart brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Now Joe's jumping in from behind. Do you not think Lesnar's been saying they need to protect my character a little bit here?
I get a little bit upset with them brawls when people.
I thought this was a good one.
It was a good. No, I'm not talking about the actual fight. It's when they bring they send the wrestlers out to split them up, because they usually send jobbers out to split them up. And this time I saw some characters in there that I actually really like, and I'm thinking to myself, you're never coming back from this.
Yeah, no.
Gallows and Anderson were there. What are they doing in WWE at the minute? They are not even on Raw at the minute ever. And then the Dash and Wilder were there as well. Dash and Dawson, sorry.
They've not done anything.
They've done absolute. I actually thought.
I love
this
Enzo as well.
The Enzo and Cass thing. I actually thought that was going to lead to at least one fight with the Revival, and it's gone absolutely nowhere. It's split Enzo and Cass up, even though they've never had the tag team championships, and I thought that was a bit upsetting for them as well. Back to your thoughts though, because I've gone off again.
So, well, I'll go with that. I thought Cass, Taylor and Enzo was good for both of them. I think they were becoming stale. I think they were getting a little bit of go away John Cena heat. Cass will get the big guy push, but I think in the long run Enzo will go a bit further. He's got lots of charisma. Fans love him.
I think he's the one that's getting the heat though.
Like we said with the Gargano and Ciampa thing, it's very seldom in wrestling you get real emotion, but Enzo pushing his tear out and that, as his friend basically told him I've had enough of you. Mm-hmm. That was I genuinely thought that was emotional.
How would it have worked? Enzo being the heel, I thought that might have worked a little bit better, because it seems to me like Enzo's the one that people don't like.
But they would have to have him be somebody's handler, have a big guy.
Big Show. Could have worked out that way.
But he popped up when they were chatting, so I don't and then he wandered off. I don't know. It was weird what they're doing with him at the minute.
Nothing. I heard he was going to retire, and he keeps popping up every now and again.
Because they had the thing where it was like, oh, who done it? Like, who attacked Enzo? And then the big show was like, oh, like if people are accusing us of that, I don't want to work here or something.
So he's gone now.
And then he wandered off.
And we've never seen him since.
But it would have made more sense for him, like you say. But I think...
What about Enzo on 205 Live? Would that work?
Yeah, he's somebody that could build that division, or someone who's actually the fans are going to be interested in. Mm-hmm. Rather than just being Neville and whoever's wrestling.
Whoever he's going to beat next.
But I think, like, Cass seems like he's going to be a good heel. Like, I think they did this week where he apologised to Enzo and then swerved him again and hied him down the ramp. Like, he's obviously kind of...
I think it's right.
It makes Enzo more sympathetic.
I think you're right that, like, that tag team was becoming a bit stale and they were getting heat for it. Problem I've got with the whole thing is that I think they should have had the tag team champion. They should have had their moment at WrestleMania. I've talked about it before. When the Hardys got it, they should have probably had their moment. They could have split them up after one run and then...
Do you not think it's the other type of team that in a few years' time they could bring back together and the fans would be happy again?
Jumping for joy.
It's brave as well at the minute because I was about to say that it's brave. So it's almost I don't want it to go too far where they can't split them up, or for example, I've seen that they can't turn him heel because they make too much money.
I think they'll do one match and then they'll probably like part ways, be singles competitors for a bit. I don't think they'll drag the feud on for a long time, and then maybe they will bring them back together at some point when the Hardys have decided they've had enough, or when they split the Hardys up, because that's bound to come, isn't it?
Enzo on 205 Live though, it's not a bad idea.
What about but the not particularly slim the tag team division on Raw, because we've talked about the revival and stuff, and they're not really getting any sort of
so good as well.
They're not getting any airtime at all, really, are they? It would be nice, but Gallows and Anderson, they don't seem to get anything. It's just the Hardy Boys and the
this week got Cesaro and Sheamus, who are like top draw, the bar, as they should be called. As I've said,
you don't like the messiness of that, do you?
It's very messy. So a few things. I've been converting all of my indie wrestling DVDs into MP4 and AVI files, so I can play them on my Xbox.
I don't know what that means.
So I've been converting all my indie wrestling DVDs into like files that I put on like an external storage device, plug in the Xbox and just watch them off the Xbox and the VLC player. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It combines technology,
you're an
organising and wrestling all into one. Because I've been watching like bits of the shows when I've been so this is like Combat Zone Wrestling, Ring of Honor, IWA Mid-South. Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it.
Cool. Lots of organising and sorting, which is your favourite thing to do.
And wrestling. So I've got 4 NXTs to watch.
I've got
for next week. So I'm gonna do a bit of an NXT binge, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm quite excited about it. So I'm gonna have extensive WrestleThoughts about that. I thought the Miz getting Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel as his entourage is a good idea.
I've got that's one of my thoughts as well.
Sorry.
It's alright, you can have it. Feel free. I think this is the next evolution of The Miz.
It makes him look even more big time.
Yep.
Gives them two something to do. Both talented guys. Gives them something to do. It's based in real life because they were extras on this film on one of the films that they've just Marine 4 or 5 or something. Yeah, like they were part of it. Because that was part of the promo. The Miz was like, when you were on set with me, you were this character and this character, but like here you're just nobody, so you should join with me.
I think like as well, what they're trying to do, I've heard they're going to split Maryse and The Miz up because of what they're doing with the Canellises on SmackDown. They don't want two things going on like that at the same time. Maybe they will split them up, and this is the next sort of like step for the Miz, having a little heel faction.
Well, we keep going back and the Miz needs a title run, like.
Oh, big style.
So like
he should be top
reliable, like genuine heel, like, and maybe he's
maybe that's why they don't put the championship on him though. Maybe it's because he doesn't need it, you know.
But why so many IC title reigns?
I don't know. Why so many fights with Dean Ambrose?
Maybe they value him so high that they think people are gonna want to see these IC title matches, so we'll keep him here.
Are they fighting again at Great Balls of Fire?
I really hope not.
I'm honestly sick.
But there's nobody else involved in that feud, so I would have thought so.
Surely, if they have that fight at Great Balls of Fire, then that's got to be the end of that, and we can all move on with life.
I really want Dean Ambrose to go away for a bit. They need he needs something else.
A nice little heel turn or something like that.
Needs some time. They need to do an injury angle where they like drop him through a car
What could
windshield
they do? What could they do with him? What do you think they could do with Dean?
He's indie character John Moxley.
He was hardcore.
He came to the ring with like a gold chain on, a leather jacket, and just standard black trunks and boots.
Yes, yeah.
And looked much cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And he did the new horror gimmick with Sami Callihan, who we've talked about in the past, where they were like kind of like horror, like villains.
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe.
Could do.
You could do the whole I cared about the fans and where did it get us, and then just start doing horrible shit. But he's a heel who they're forcing to be a babyface is a problem.
Yeah.
But it's the same as anything. Kids like him. I always go up. I always talk to my nephew, and he's kind of my barometer for what kid. Like I said, he cried at the live event because Dean Ambrose wasn't there. So they're probably not going to do it.
No.
We're talking about wrestling how we want it, but it's not what's in everybody's mind.
Mm-hmm. Got any more thoughts?
I've got lots.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't want to take up too much time.
That's fine.
So the Mike and Maria Kanellis thing, as you know, I am a fan of a gimmick.
You are a fan of a big gimmick.
So I'm really excited about that. I thought she seemed so much more charismatic than the last time.
Yeah.
She's obviously learnt a lot in like Ring of Honor.
She's been around now, hasn't she? She was in Japan.
I thought
Ring of Honor.
I thought she kind of
carried it.
She kind of owned the stage, whereas before she did the dumb gimmick. That was about it, and it was like a bit nothing.
Yeah.
He's great in ring. That theme music is absolutely spectacular. What I was thinking is, say they split up in the future, he goes solo. Yeah. That theme music is almost like similar to Shawn Michaels' like Sexy Boy theme music.
Yeah.
That would be a great face like fan favourites theme music.
They could also run the risk of going into jokey territory as well, though. So it could.
But I think that's fine. I think that's fine for a bit. But I think there's mileage in him getting over with her, and then them splitting them up, and him being like, because he's really good. Like if you've seen him in like sort of TNA, but it's what they keep doing is like TNA, like get these gimmicks ready made, and WWE are just like, oh, do you wanna just help over, and we'll do it slightly better.
They're well seasoned, aren't they? They've been everywhere together, so.
Mike Bennett's wrestled around the world, but it's so I'm excited about that. I've been watching. I think they did something in SmackDown this week where you attacked like Sami Zayn or something.
It was so they came out, and then I think Sami Zayn music came on, and then he just came out, and they were like, it was a little bit like, oh, who's this? What are they doing?
So Sami Zayn, Mike Bennett, that's going to be a great
Sami
match.
Sami Zayn might benefit from it as well, because he hasn't really had much going on since we're going to SmackDown.
It would be, I think it's where Sami Zayn should be is great wrestling matches. So him and Mike Bennett are sure if you're going to get good matches out of that. That's what I want to see out of Sami Zayn. Good wrestling matches. So that takes us on to Money in the Bank, obviously where the debut of that gimmick. I'd like to do a little shout out to the Singh brothers, who I really hope you've changed your opinion on.
They're good at like
how hard
getting chucked
I
about.
was going to say, how hard did the bump for
They do bump well.
Randy Orton has dropped them on the head numerous times.
Why can't we get them back in the ring though? Why can't they be like? Why don't they put the belts on them? You know what I mean? Just like put the belts on them. Have the belts on him. That would be amazing. That would like whole hog.
I love Jinder's new entrance with the red carpet on the rampway on the screen and the carpet in the ring.
Yeah.
And like the slow walkout and stuff. I think they're really putting like
they're
all
doing really well with him. Like he is sort of like
they're doing
it's working. It's working.
They're doing the Punjabi prison match, which I think is going to be exciting. I know, like everybody laughs at the Punjabi prison match because the last few times that they've done it, it's been like oafs in the match. They haven't been Kali, Big Show, Undertaker was in one. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm going to go on Undertaker, but like you want two.
Yeah, you want.
I think they'll like Mahal and Orton will be able to do a bit more with it than like the Big Show and Kali, for example.
I would like to see that come to an end as well, and for Jinder to go and
whatever he's going to do next.
Yep. I'm ready for a few things to change now. I think a few things have been going on too long.
Enough is enough. It's time for a change.
It's time for a change.
That's an Owen Hart reference there.
Yeah, enough is enough.
And it's time for a change.
That's like they do though. Like the Randy Orton, like I'm sick of him in life, just forever, always.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he's been terrible in this feud. There's always that over.
It had to be someone big. It had to be like for the Jinder thing to work. I think it had to be somebody of his stature, Randy Orton, because he's obviously big in the company. It wouldn't have worked so well with someone like Dean Ambrose, you know.
Well, that's because Dean Ambrose is poop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one more thing.
One more thing.
I've got lots of other things, but I'm just gonna say one more thing. At Money in the Bank, the fashion vice made us laugh.
Oh man,
as it's my
favourite. It's my favourite bit every week.
As we've talked about when we were sound checking before, there's the Breezango t-shirts come out. T-shirt watch. So my new plan is for my birthday to get the Breezango and Jinder Mahal t-shirts.
I think me and you should both get Breezango t-shirts and aviator sunglasses and parade around.
We'll wear them when we go to Chikara.
Chikara, yeah, and just parade around Chikara with them on.
That sounds like the way to make friends. So yeah, my favourite little soundbite was, "It's fun, I think," when the practice was.
That was brilliant. Have you seen it this week on SmackDown when they do the interrogation of Connor and Victor?
I'm going to watch it later on. I haven't seen it.
And they're trying to find out who attacked Tyler. Brilliant.
Well,
absolutely brilliant.
Because I thought it was them two that attacked them.
They're denying it.
They're denying it.
They were just at Money in the Bank because they wanted a match on the card apparently.
So they just said it was them.
It could be another tag team, which would be interesting. Be interesting to see if
I haven't watched it yet. Did the Ascensions show anything in the interview?
They were funny.
I was going to say, were they like interesting funny?
They were trying to sort of like sweeten the deal with a couple of tickets to some show, and they were like, we can't take them, we just like thrash metal music. And then obviously at the end they both snuck the tickets away at the end, and it was quite a funny promo. It was really good.
I like how they've got Fashion Popo written on their tights.
It's the best thing at the minute. They're amazing. They should have.
Once again though, the name Breezango, a little bit messy.
Jordan?
I'd like them to be called something
at
like
least they
I'd
got
like
a
them
name.
to be called the Fashion Police, and then it's just Tyler Breeze and Fandango, but called like the bar is Cesaro and Sheamus. Like Breezango is your name when just two guys that they've hired together, but it's actually like a thing now. Like
yeah, but now I see that as a thing now though. Breezango is a thing.
The Fashion Police.
And it's my favourite thing.
It is.
So don't go messing with it and saying it's messy because I like it.
No, I like it. I love the team. I just want to change the name.
No. Piss off.
Anyway, so yeah, that is the end of my really disjointed.
You were like all over the place there, weren't you?
I'm normally typed up. Oh, hang on. Can I talk about the end of the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Yes.
I'm just looking at the time here.
You may.
So I thought it was really clever how Corbin attacked Nakamura before the match.
I thought that was good because it took Nakamura out of the match for most of the match, and it didn't made him look like, because they obviously want to do something with him in future, and having them eliminated for most of the match, like sort of protected him. Yeah.
So Corbin attacks Nakamura before the match. Corbin wins the match, wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, title shot whenever he wants. Nakamura can have a feud with Corbin in the next few months. Win the feud, beat Corbin. Corbin then can still win the belt later on, so he's still got his moment, but keeping Nakamura strong. I thought it was just clever booking. Everybody got something. And then you got the moment between AJ and Nakamura. That was clever because that teased something for later.
One of my favourite moments in that match was Sami Zayn's powerbomb of I can't remember who it was. Was it Kevin Owens?
It was Kevin Owens.
Kevin
was crazy,
Owens
man.
off the ladder. It was one of the best moments of the entire match. It was amazing.
Kevin Owens is crazy.
I thought every single competitor in that match showed something really good.
Added to that character.
Yep. All main eventers, every single one of them.
Even Sam.
Yep.
Sammy
on his day is probably one of the best in the match.
As we've said before, he could have the Daniel Bryan run if he got behind him.
That moment in the match where he powerbombed Kevin Owens off the ladder was my favourite moment in the match. I just wish they'd stop making him do all these stupid facial expressions when he's fighting, all that.
Are you saying he's over the top?
He's over the top with it, and he wasn't like that in NXT, and he just needs to go back to a bit more like he was in NXT. And the same with Shinsuke Nakamura. They need to start, if they want that to work, they're going to have to stop him from doing all the promos, and they're going to have to stop him from...
Would you like to buy some sushi?
I'm going to chuck you off the ladder. No?
I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure what nationality it was.
It wasn't Nakamura.
Racist Nakamura.
It wasn't, man. It was just Nakamura.
Anyway.
Yes?
I'm finishing my WrestleThoughts.
About time. Whose turn is it now? Me?
No.
Jake's not
segment 2, but I'll let you lead off on it.
What's segment 2?
Segment 2
I don't have a map in front of us.
Map. Which 2 wrestlers would you put in a tag team?
You know what? This is one of the things I thought about a couple of weeks ago, and now I can't remember what I was thinking about. Who would you put together?
This podcast just going to end up me talking the whole time.
No, it doesn't matter. It's nice.
It's nice. So
I'm a good listener.
My tag team will be called Team Perfect 10.
Oh, here we go. Your boy Ty.
My bum boy. So it'll be Ty Dillinger and Darren Young with Bob Backlund. What do you think of that?
Say it again.
So it's Team Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger and Darren Young with Bob Backlund.
Making them great.
Yeah, well, this is what Darren Young was searching for to make him great.
Right.
But Bob Backlund's just there as well. So
can they join the Titus brand?
Can they what?
Join the Titus brand?
No, too much.
Do you not like the Titus
brand? I like it.
I love the Titus brand.
Too much.
It's probably one of my favourite things.
I'm surprised you like it because you normally not.
No, man, I love the Titus brand. The Titus brand at the minute is I hated it at first, but it's building slow momentum, and I like that.
It is.
It's getting better with Tozawa. Is that what you call him? I can't.
Akira Tozawa.
Terrible with his name. His involvement, I started enjoying it a bit more.
I have to have a look at that because he's been involved in it, but he's just challenged Neville on 205 Lives. But I don't know if he's challenged him
it was kind of like Titus who done it on Raw.
And then it went.
On rolled over at 205.
I like that when the kind of.
What about Titus for general manager of 205 Live?
Titus, that would be exciting. I think they found the right role for Titus O'Neil in this whole suit wearing businessman.
He should definitely be general manager somewhere down the line
about
somewhere.
He's funny.
Remember the time he got punished for punching Vince McMahon?
Touching him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird that.
Yeah.
Don't touch the boss.
Don't.
So I'll quickly go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Gives Dillinger something to do. They clearly have no idea what to do with it.
They've got nothing for him.
It's basically a better version of what they tried to do with Darren Young with Bob Backlund, which I loved as well. Like Ty Dillinger's got that whole like perfect 10 top athlete. Like it's a similar thing to Great Again. Backlund obviously in the corner, crazy shenanigans. You've got your like comedy element to it. I think they were a good fit together. Like they're both like the athletic kind of sort of youngish type of wrestler. They would both wear Dillinger's gear and have the kind of same kind of Titantron video with them. That Ty Dillinger's got, it would just say Team 10 instead. Put them in on SmackDown in the tag team title mix. Have great matches with people like American Alpha, people like that. They would have good backstage banter. They would hold up. One of them would hold up a 1. One of them would hold up a 0.
Yeah, that would work.
That's my embryonic idea.
I forgot who I put together as a tag team. Can't actually remember off the top of my head. I'm going to have a quick think about it right now. I think, like, are you finished, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe, like, Dolph Ziggler needs something to do now.
Who would you put him with?
I don't know. Who would you put Dolph with?
Who would
That would be
Dolph
some
with?
of a bunch of, like, has to be, like, complete, not a cock team. Like,
If he wasn't in Breezango, which I'm not messing
I was
with.
thinking Tyler.
Yeah.
Because you can't mess with that, but if you were going to do a serious, like,
They're both like,
arrogant arsehole sort of, like, tag team, you could have put them together.
They're both like,
They're both a bit super kicky.
they're both people that, yeah, kind of, your smart fan has said, oh, they could be the next Shawn Michaels type thing.
And
Like,
I've always thought that
untapped
they've done, because I was thinking of these two, but I didn't know if you'd let us have Tyler because of him already being in the coolest.
It is messy. I do understand,
and I know you don't like things being messy.
But it's just like fantasy in it.
Yeah. So can I have it?
Yeah, you can have it. But what would it be called?
They both got black pants on. Tyler's got obviously tassels and stuff like that, but
Selfie stick. No selfie stick.
no selfie stick. It's got to go. This is like full on serious cock tag team, like I said. Sort of like we are underrated tag team. Like we've been overlooked all these years.
Which fits in with like
Tyler with the NXT. We've came up some NXT and I'm like done nothing, man. He could actually turn on
they can't
Fandango.
in this scenario, but we hope it doesn't happen for a long time.
No, I know, but if it was gonna happen, then he'd have to turn on him, and it kind of remember when X-Pac turned on Kane.
Yeah.
Go back with DX.
Yeah.
Could be something like that. So they're gonna wear black. They could even have leather cut off vests, just like in the 90s.
How would you bring them in? So would they just come to the ring and bitch, or would you have them attacking people and like?
It could be like the old, like the new Rockers or something like that. Have they already done that though?
The new Rockers, yeah. It was Marty Jannetty with Al Snow.
Really?
Yeah, but they called him Leaf Cassidy.
Wow.
It was, but he then went to ECW and did the whole like successful Al Snow gimmick. That then came back over to WWE.
Yeah.
But they're the new Rockers. But you wouldn't call them the new Rockers.
No, but it's something like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think that would be a nice way for
But
Dolph.
obviously Breezango are awesome.
But
So.
yeah, I wouldn't split them up. I would never split them up. But if I was gonna, I think Dolph Ziggler, he just always seems to be hanging around with like not much to do, and like
stick him in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Make sure he's not involved in the like finish.
it's almost as if they want him to be a main eventer. They want to put him there, but for some reason, like every time they sort of like go to do it, it's like that was bad, big mistake.
They did the thing where he said, "Look, if I don't beat the Miz for the IC belt, I'm gonna retire." He beat him, and they didn't build on it.
Nah. And I always keep hearing he's going to leave to go and be a comedian.
Yeah, I think he would benefit from like a Cody Rhodes, like
time on the Indies.
Ring of Honor champion. Cody Rhodes is now. Stock's much bigger than it was when he was in WWE. He's
rolling back out in NXT.
He's blatantly going to do a Drew McIntyre. It's such a valuable way for them to do it nowadays.
Totally. And NXT.
But that's what Dolph Ziggler needs to do.
Yeah. How old is he now?
Mid-30s.
Do you think he's got time to do all that? He's got like.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Come back with 40.
Right.
5 years. 5 years back after he come back. It upsets me that he's probably a bit older than us and looks the way he does, and we look the way we do.
He's a bit of a dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
He reminds us of a classic rock star.
Apparently, like backstage, like out of all the wrestlers, he's supposed to be like one of the most real life nails.
Really?
Because he's got quite an extensive like amateur wrestling background.
Yeah.
He always comes to the ring with like a wrestling club like hoodie on, whatever. Like Greco-Roman wrestling. Apparently, he's meant to be full on nails.
Cool. I'm a fan of Dolph, and I always think I like to see him do better. And I always a little bit upset because when they've done the brand split, they also put him like straight in the main event then as well. And I thought this is it, you know what I mean? But then it amounted to absolutely nothing.
Just a little side note: one of the best matches I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years was Luke Harper and Dolph Ziggler for the IC title ladder match.
Yeah.
If you've never seen that match, go and check it out. It's absolutely amazing.
Yep, he's a hell of a performer, and also Luke Harper is as well.
Both underutilised. Anyway, so yeah, that was with tag team shtick.
What's next on the map?
It is your WrestleThoughts.
Oh, it's time for my WrestleThoughts. I'm gonna shove them in your face. It's time for my WrestleThoughts. Yeehaw, motherfucker. Sorry.
Is that like if we were the Sons of Anarchy? That would be like the.
I was sitting on the porch of my wooden shack by the bayou with a bit of grass hanging out my mouth.
A big jug with XXX on it.
And I had no shoes on, but I had muddy feet as well. We first WrestleThought, and this is mine are all over the place as well. I'll do the ones that I've done on paper. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to this week if we've got time. Are we okay for time, if I'm quick?
Well, I'm fine for time. Can I have a lift to the ferry?
We've got a time limit this week. Of course you can, yeah.
Where our time limit is based on the fact that I get a boat home.
Yeah. That's not exciting. You would think you live on a far, far away land, but it's not.
It's exciting to do 5 or 6 times. And now I just sit in the cabin with my headphones in.
It's still exciting though, isn't it? I got a boat to work, mate. We don't live in the Isle of Wight or anywhere like that. It's just like Shields.
Well, I live in South Shields and Dave lives in North Shields.
So there's a boat between us. There's a boat between us. You know that no.
You just made it sound mega gay.
Right.
Cut.
Don't cut me, cutty. Right.
I was thinking about more the insensitive comment I made about homosexuals.
Oh, yeah. Don't. No.
Nah.
Your boy Darren's homosexual.
He is.
Yeah.
I love him.
You do.
Right. Leaving Darren Young.
I'm going to have a matchmaker. Because they've been sitting there for ages and there's only 2 left. So if you hear us munching, then that's why.
I've got some Haribo apple laces as well.
Oh, crikey, hey. I mean, holding out on them.
Out.
So, Seth Rollins is the new cover star of WWE 2K.
I saw that the other day.
2K18. It's a big deal in our house when these games come out with me and Jake. We get them pre-ordered, get the pre-order pack and everything like that. Got to get the NXT edition. Got to spend about 80 quid on the whole kit and caboodle.
I need all the things.
No, it's one of them things, right? Because Jake plays on a lot of computer games. You know, like there's this thing called Roblox. Don't even know what it is.
They've released Roblox figures, you know, and
I know they've got them. It's one of them things though that you keep going, it's a load of rubbish. It's a load of rubbish, that, Jake. What are you playing on that for? And then this game comes out and I'm like, we have to buy everything! quick! And if Jake asks to buy some coins on Roblox, I'm like, it's a waste of money, man. What are you talking about? You can't, you just throw money away. And then I'll go and buy everything for 2K18. I thought it was good that Seth is on the cover of 2K18 because I think in the past they tend to go for like a legend.
Yeah,
a classic, and I think it's important for WWE right now to be looking to the future instead of looking back all the time. bloody sick of WrestleMania being full of old fogies.
But WrestleMania is not for us.
But it should be for us.
WrestleMania is for that person who watches one wrestling show a year.
You can't have The Undertaker coming out every year
He's not gonna
until
announce
he's in a wheelchair.
But like,
I know he's not going to be now, but
so,
I keep reading somewhere
but if
that
you
he's
think
going to have
about
another
it like
match.
this, so my nephew, he is seeing the stars of now. When he's 20, they're going to be the guys that they're paying once a year to come in.
But they're not making big enough stars now because of the people they're bringing back. Now, when we were younger, we used to watch WrestleManias and they didn't used to bring people back.
No.
So we used to watch...
those were the people
that they're bringing back now. We used to watch matches like Stone Cold versus The Rock. We used to watch matches like Undertaker versus Mankind and stuff like that. Now, instead of focusing on bringing them people back every year, we were like bringing them out in a wheelbarrow or whatever they're gonna do because like they can't walk anymore. Like, why don't they like? They need to be focusing on the superstars now into making them massive as they were, and then they also need to be focusing more on the mid card, I think, as well, because I think it's at the minute you've got the main event people, and then you've got nothing, and then you've got lower card people, and I don't know why that is.
So that's maybe why we were talking about earlier on, like why the Miz is staying where he is, because he is like one of the solid mid carders.
Why are we bringing Goldust back? Why at this stage?
That's not
at this
helpful.
stage in his career, why when you've got so many main eventers, why it will, like I say, it's not going to harm those main eventers to do a round of the Intercontinental IC Championship and stuff like that. Sure as hell didn't hurt Goldust in the past. He's still going now. You know what I mean? It's not gonna it's not gonna hurt them.
I really don't want to see Goldust and R-Truth as a feud. That is not.
I really don't want to see that. It's great balls of fire.
So they've been struggling to find something for Finn Balor to do. You're taking up your writer's time and your agent's time organising stuff for R-Truth and Goldust.
Yeah.
That time could have been spent with Finn. Like, it's not. I don't know.
Anyway, I think it's important. I'm glad they could have went with Undertaker. They could have went with Kurt Angle. They've got a lot of people they could have went with.
We bleat on about wanting change, but I want a Kurt Angle match. That's why I keep saying to everyone who asks, I want a Kurt Angle match, but it needs to be against Seth, or it needs to be against
you need
one
to
of
use,
the people that
right. That's okay. That
what about Angle like Corbin? How good would that be?
You want to have an Angle match against one of the new people to raise their profile. You don't want to have a Kurt Angle Triple H match, which is where they're going to head with it. They're going to do it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's no good to me. That's what I'm talking about. They need to like have they need to have a Kurt Angle versus a Seth Rollins, something like that. There's no point in bringing these old people back all the time just to put them against each other. But like I say, they could have went with the Undertaker on the cover. They could have done they could have sold the whole game on the Undertaker. They could have sold the whole game on Kurt Angle.
Like, sorry to interrupt, but like they tried that with Seth and Sting, and Sting couldn't hack it and ended up injured.
But I think the likes of Kurt Angle, like Sting was flimsy
50s.
looking.
50s.
Like he looked bad. He didn't look good.
Still
did
a
he?
machine,
like Kurt looks good, and like Triple H still looks good, and like they could hold their own. Like Triple H at WrestleMania, fair enough against Seth Rollins. I
liked it.
I enjoyed that match. It was good.
Got shit on
I enjoyed the whole feud. It might have seemed a little bit rushed because it probably was by the time he got back and had his championship rematch and stuff like that. It probably was a bit rushed, but I enjoyed the actual match. I thought it was good. It was means to an end at the end of the day, wasn't it? But good on them for putting Seth on the front. I think there should be the focus a lot on Roman Reigns and being the next top guy. Seth Rollins for me is better on the microphone. He can play a better face. He can play a better heel. He's a better in-ring performer than Roman Reigns. If you're looking to eat Raw, even next top man, for me it's Seth.
But he was the first draft pick, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with you slightly. I think he's an awful face.
Do you not think
he elicits no sympathetic reaction? He's too good looking, He's too athletic. He's too like of the complete package to be a face.
But the same could have been said about Shawn Michaels.
For me,
it worked with him.
I think he got his good face reactions over time.
Yeah.
I think like Seth Rollins in 10 years' time could get good face reactions, but it's that like history.
Yeah.
But I think he's too like he's a natural heel.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those people that should always be a heel.
I think we say that too often though about people.
I think it's our age and our kind of like what we think about wrestling. We're just bot heels.
Why do we?
I don't know.
Because every time we have a conversation about
heels
someone,
heels are good.
it's like every time we have a conversation about wrestling and what we would do with a superstar, turn them heel. and it seems like that seems to be our answer for everything.
For me, I only want the faces to be like people that I find funny, but that's not.
It's not going to work though, because
like Breezango, I love them as faces, but like.
Is this a problem that's been
caused? But Daniel Bryan was a top face. I know I keep going back to Daniel Bryan, but he's the only face in the last 10 years that's like
face
worked. Like
what about Finn? Do you think that could work?
It could, but you need to invest time.
That's why we need next a Finn Balor Miz feud. Probably they've got nothing
in the mid card.
Yeah, in the mid card, it would be an amazing match. It would be. They rushed in with him when he first came. They shoved him straight in the main event and he got injured. And they do that far too often now. And they just need to they need to slowly build these characters up to the point where people you slowly build until eventually the fans want to explode and they're excited to see them again. I don't think we're going to see the Demon for a while on.
I would go as far as say a Miz Finn Balor feud booked correctly could headline for the IC belt could headline a pay-per-view.
Totally.
You could have.
And it might very well be able to if Brock holds on to that
because he's
Universal Champion.
Off telly.
Because he's not going to be on telly, so that Intercontinental Championship match could potentially main event.
Unless he drops the belt, anyway.
It's not going to happen.
So. Yeah, you could bring you've got Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel attacking Finn Balor with Miz all the time, to the point where you have your headline of a pay-per-view and you get the Demon in.
You've got nothing else for you could also do that, and you could play it the way you maybe could even do the club thing, because you've got nothing for Anderson and Gallows at the minute.
Bring Miz back up against Bo.
I watch their promos and I watch what they do. I took great interest in that group of
you were more
people.
a New Japan fan than I've been,
and to see how they've the massive sort of introduction that they had to WWE was kind of almost outsider-ish.
Hottest free agents.
Yeah, they came in, they destroyed the Usos, only to end up getting destroyed every week off anyone and everyone. New Day, everyone. Then
they got a bit excited and destroyed the Dudleys and thought, right, they're coming back.
Yeah.
And then they just keep.
And then they won the tag team championships.
But it mustn't be the Japan thing, because AJ's being treated well, and so is Finn.
I just don't think they know what to do. I think what they wanted to do, I don't think they want to reinvent the Bullet Club. And I think that Vince is specifically not doing that properly, if you know what I mean. I know he done the thing with AJ, but it didn't last very long.
I don't want to do it because it was somebody else's brainchild.
Which is probably why they're not going to do the broken Matt Hardy thing.
I want to see it.
Sad face.
Like I said, I want to see that, and I want to see Jeff Hardy, WWE, old school.
Mind you, I was watching...
Talking about faces, there's your face, Jeff Hardy.
I was watching Bring It to the Table the other day, and what's he called? Corey Graves was interviewing Matt Hardy, and they actually go off script and they talk about stuff, and he actually referred to Matt Hardy as shattered instead of broken. And I'm thinking to myself, that's because we've spoke about this before, haven't we, what they would call them, and we actually said shattered, and Jake looked at us and we both obviously laughed about it. I think if they do it, that'll be the way they go about the changes.
I think the character's so strong, it doesn't matter what they call it.
No. Shattered brilliance. Anyway, I'm going to move on because we are strapped for time today.
We're not doing too badly.
I was going to talk about the Miz in his new stable, but obviously we've already talked about that. Just want to emphasise on how I think that is the next step for him. I think like they've done really well at looking at the situation, and then how can we make the biggest arsehole in WWE an even bigger arsehole? Put 2 bigger arseholes with him and and make him even more arsey.
Bring them up as well.
And bring them. They're two talents that haven't been used properly.
Amazing pedigree.
Oh, totally. Mr. Perfect. Yep.
IRS's son.
Yeah.
Bo Dallas.
And they've just been non-existent. So former NXT champion as well. Use them properly, which leads us on to another thing. It was another thought of mine. I read somewhere that Triple H is reportedly unhappy with the NXT superstars treatment when they come out of the main roster. Apparently unhappy with Vince McMahon. Don't know how true that is. Obviously, it's just rumours.
But it's this whole like Triple H gets how wrestling should be done now, and Vince is like just doesn't.
No,
there's all this money and time in wrestlers in NXT, and then it's like, how hot was Ty Dillinger when he came up?
Oh, totally.
Like everyone at the Rumble knew who he was.
Like they don't even do anything with him now. Nothing.
And like all of those like 5 or 6 years of like work, probably less than that.
That gimmick should have just like people were doing the 10 thing before he was even on the main roster. They were doing it every time they were doing a count out or something like that. They were doing
end of the day, and what I don't get is Vince like claims to be all about making money. Well, makes him fucking money then. Like these things are set up.
Like
could have had
10 everywhere. Everything could have had 10 on, and it would have made a fortune. But it's the same. It's like the Miz anyway. That is the next sort of like evolution of him. But like I can like Triple H being unhappy. Like Bo Dallas must be. It was obviously one of his first sort of Triple H's first like
projects.
Yeah, you know, and how many now like NXT people?
The whole roster pretty much.
Like where even American Alpha, like where are they? What are they doing with them?
As I've said numerous times, I watched American Alpha from being formed every week to going up on the main roster. Those 2 guys could be 2 massive single stars, both super talented. Like Jason Jordan versus Brock Lesnar, like that would be amazing. Yeah. Like in a sort of, he's like a Kurt Angle type, like absolute beast.
Yeah.
Like Chad Gable was in the Olympic Games, for example. Like for God's sake, like he had a match with Kevin Owens this week.
It was good. It was a good match. But then on the flip side of it, you've got, this is another thing that they seem to be doing good things with Baron Corbin. That was again slow sort of build up, slow momentum. Do you know why? You didn't like him, did you?
Yeah. Do you know why? But I like Corbin because he's kind of like he's like the anti like smart fans wrestler.
Yeah. And
I think it's so clever that they've like put him in this place. Like, I don't care about all these like indie guys. Don't care about AJ Styles. Like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my thing. Like, I think that's really clever, and I think Vince must like that idea.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously anti-indie. You're not a wrestler until you're in the WWE.
Even Elias Sampson, they seem to be. Vince must like him
because he's an 80s style character.
He's an 80s style character. But to be fair, I think he's got a good look at the minute. He's got like a good, but like he isn't very good in the ring.
He hasn't really had the chance.
He has got heat. Like people actually generally like they actually don't like him, so that maybe that's what's working in his favour. But
it's like we always talk about the Roman Reigns heat and the like to a lesser extent Elias Sampson heat. That's what they want.
Okay, you do kind of dread your favourite NXT
if you don't like
superstar.
If you don't like them, don't even boo them. That's what, like, if you want to get across what you think.
Yeah. But what I was going to say was, do you ever sort of like worry about your favourite NXT superstar getting pushed up on the main roster?
Many of mine, like Ty Dillinger, not really much they've done with them. Tyler, not until recently, they didn't really do. Big E, they've always kind of kept chugging along. Neville, they're treating well now. So I think it just takes a little bit of time.
I think it's just a slow
process. And this is why
I think it's
this
fair.
is why
I suppose it's fair in a
with
way, because like if you come just because you've done well in NXT, it's the development. It's like a developmental program, really, isn't it? Just because you've done well there doesn't mean you should come straight in at the top in WWE.
And I think we get excited and think they should. I don't know. I watch them as two separate things. I think like Sami Zayn comes up, Ty Dillinger comes up. I think right, we'll start again now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna draw a line under everything else I've felt about you.
Yeah.
And kind of we'll go from there.
Right. Not my last one, but I've noticed that Devon Dudley is now a stop guy.
Is he a stoppy guy?
He's like, no, stop, no.
Is he?
Finn
Must be a road agent.
Finn Balor got attacked backstage, and Devon Dudley was there to. Can we get someone in here? He's one of them guys now.
I wonder whether he's like a Jamie Noble or a Finlay. Like he's like a road agent, someone who helps put the matches together.
Well, it's obviously he wanted to retire, whereas Bubba Ray didn't, and he's now gone back to his Bully Ray gimmick, and he's Ring of Honor.
He's wrestling for like Tommy Dreamer at like House of Hardcore and stuff.
Yeah, so that was my last Wrestle Thought because
I'm quite excited for that because I like to see Devon's little scarred forehead popping up.
I love a good stop guy. It links into me poem. I wrote a poem about them later.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish I'd thought of that.
I wrote a poem about the stop guys. My last thought is I'm a little bit excited this week because I decided, because you got in touch with me and Mark got in touch with us the other day, and he told us that Ken Shamrock is following us on Twitter.
Where the hell that came from?
We don't know how or where he's found us or what's got. That got me really excited though. So I've spent the first half of this week trying to get in touch with other people, to no avail.
Firstly, you started spamming WWE wrestlers on Twitter. That didn't work.
I think actually Chris Jericho might block me soon.
But then I think you've thought close at home.
I have. So I've started talking to Absolute Wrestling, who are a Northeast wrestling promotion. I don't even know the guys I'm speaking to. I just messaged Absolute Wrestling in the hope of getting an actual wrestler onto the podcast. I've also spoke to an actual wrestler who we've seen a couple of times at sort of like little indie shows.
We saw him at Chikara.
Seen him at Chikara. Have we seen him in another one? I'm sure we've seen him in another one.
Was someone Whitley Bay possibly?
Was it? I'm sure we've seen him again. He's called Primate anyway, and he has a glorious beard.
He's an absolute beast.
I want him to come onto this podcast, and I would just like to. I want to talk to someone about being a wrestler. I want to talk to a real wrestler, but I'm worried that I'm coming across as a little bit weird when I'm messaging them, because I get so excited when the message is back that I'll probably waffle a load of crap.
But my thoughts on that are like, so wrestling is full of people who are our age who take it really seriously, and you can't get it's almost like you can't get excited. You're going to be like, I read about that on the internet. Yeah. Or like, I give this match 5 stars. I only watch Japanese wrestling. That kind of fan. That kind of fan pisses me off. Like, I watch wrestling to get excited about shit, and I like people say he's a mark. Yeah. Not only am I called Mark, but I am a mark. I love wrestling. I just want to watch wrestling and get excited with my friends, of which I've only got a couple who like wrestling. But like, that's all I want. I don't want it to be like how can you think about wrestling as if it's like a highbrow thing? Like, people talk about it as if it's like English literature or something. Yeah. It's not. It's we watch fake people fight for fun.
Scripted sport.
we watch fake people. We watch like people fight for fun in tights. Like, it's not serious.
People dance to the ring. For
why am I getting on serious wrestling fans again?
Because they're knobs.
Yeah, but why did we? Oh yeah. So you were worrying about coming across as like too excited. Fuck it, it's wrestling. We should be like, it should be the extension of our 12-year-old selves. We have so much like serious stuff in our lives, our kids, our families. Like wrestling is the place where we can get excited, we can be daft.
Damn it!
That's gonna come up really loud on the microphone.
So also another reason that I want a wrestler to come on to the podcast, as I take the last matchmaker from the matchmaker box, is because Mark's scared to speak to wrestlers.
I think it'd be funny to make a speaker.
So me and Jake will probably have a nice big conversation with Primate whilst Mark sits in the corner and looks weird.
I hope that you do succeed in getting the Primate to a local an area, and we can conversate with him.
I don't know where.
We can't offer him anything. We can't offer him like.
I was a bit worried he might ask for money.
No, not in terms of like money. But like we can't offer him really any. He's not advertising anything because we don't really have that many people who listen. We'd love people to listen.
I'm hoping a Primate comes on. I'm hoping we'll get a good relationship with Absolute Wrestling, because if we have a good relationship with Absolute Wrestling, then when they're doing stuff, maybe we could give them a few sort of like leaflets or something like that, and maybe our name could be like passed around.
I've already thought about leaflets
in such circles. I'm also hoping that we'll have a good relationship with them, because we're a local couple of guys and they're local, and I think we should all stick together and try and help each other.
They run, I've got a feeling they could help us much more than we could help them right about now.
Well, right about now, but things swing in roundabouts, and maybe one day, like, we might be able to help them.
I hope so. So yeah.
We're all just guys who like wrestling and want to talk about it.
And it goes back to what I was saying, really, doesn't it?
I'm going to keep talking to them anyway, so nothing's came of it as of yet. They've asked us who I would like to come on, if I had any thoughts. Obviously, because I don't know many of the wrestlers' names, it's been a bit of a nightmare. I've only seen them a couple of times, really. Although they're usually at every single British wrestling show that we go to, they're usually like, they're there, aren't they?
We need some research.
Yeah.
You need some research.
That's more your sort of thing, isn't it? Researching.
I'll do some research.
That's my WrestleThoughts anyway.
That's some good
I had long-winded, sorry.
Not as long-winded as mine. Do you want to do my mystery match this week, or do you want to leave it?
I can talk a little bit about it. Right. How far are we doing all right?
We're getting up to 7 o'clock, so we've got plenty of time.
Right, okay, we'll do it quickly.
Little quick
because I can't remember much about it anyway, because what happened was we were going to do this podcast last week and we didn't get around to it, so I watched it 2 weeks ago. Can't remember what happened. My
son burnt his hand. He's better now. It's healed well, so it's good. Right, so the match I asked Dave to watch was Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker from No Way Out 2006 for the World Heavyweight Championship. What did you think?
It was good. It's my type of match. Kurt Angle's a beast. Technical wrestling and what have you. I thought The Undertaker looked really well in that match.
2006 was like that's like peak Undertaker.
He looked really well, and I don't even think that was Undertaker in his prime. I think Undertaker in his prime was a little bit earlier than that. Amazing watching that match. What I kept thinking was, we've got another 11 years out of him, which is amazing, really. I can't really remember much about the moves and stuff like that, but one move that springs to mind was when Undertaker went to do his old school leg drop on the side of the apron, and Kurt Angle sort of like flipped him over and whacked the ankle lock on him, and it was amazing. It was my favourite bit of the match.
It was all the way through the match, like the amazing counter submission.
Yeah, that's one of the things that sprung to mind.
So I love the fact that it was sensible storytelling in the match. Kurt Angle worked the leg to prepare the ankle lock all the way through.
I think it was the first time we might have seen the Hell's Gate submission hold as well. I don't think, because they didn't have a name for it when he was doing it. Yeah, he did. They weren't calling it anything anyway. Did. That's awful.
Undertaker sold the leg throughout the match. There's a certain few individuals that I think need to start selling and have completely forgotten the art.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Who?
does not sell a jot.
No.
John Cena is very regularly will like.
How can you sell
for 2 minutes and then forget?
How can you sell when you're a superhero?
I just think he needs to like somebody works his leg, he sells for 2 minutes. Sometimes he'll have an arm worked and then he'll sell the other arm. He's forgotten which arm. Like
superhero.
I don't like it. He needs to sell more. It was the type of match that had everything. It had brawling. It had amazing technical wrestling, great psychology, critics, whoever they are. I think it's probably one of the best WWE matches of all time. How do you feel about that statement?
I think I'll probably need to watch it again. I did enjoy it. I think I watched it in a moment where there was a lot going on as well. It's my life. I would like to watch it again where it's just me and everyone else is in bed, sort of thing, because I don't think I give it enough attention. Like I watched it for the podcast because I knew I had to watch it for the podcast.
When we do stuff like that, we're not being lazy. We just both have families,
manic lives. I do want to watch it again at a moment where I'm on my own, if one of them moments should ever arise. Thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Well, like when I was trying to watch it, and like I say, it was very back and forth, very like some of the stuff that we're doing, the moves were great, and like you're saying, good selling.
I chose it because I wanted, like you had asked for more technical matches rather than bloodbaths. No, I noticed there was still a little bit of blood in it. Tiny little bit of blood. I'd actually forgotten about that before I rewatched it.
Every single match you've ever given us to watch now has got blood in it.
Everyone.
But
that one wasn't like blood for like that. I think that was more of like a tiny little trickle of an accident. I was talking like
if that match hadn't have had blood in, I would have been surprised though.
Yeah.
Because it was actually a hard fought physical.
I've got some questions about the match.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to ask maybe two of them.
Okay.
Who would you? Well, we've touched on this briefly. Who would you choose for Angle's retirement match? You've obviously said like a newer star.
I would like to see him face Seth, like I spoke about before. Would like to see him. I would avoid AJ because it's already been done. Tough. Who would you pick?
I would go double retirement. Angle, Ryan. I never did it.
Yeah, don't think that's gonna happen.
No. Realistically, I don't know. You see, with them working in TNA and them bringing a lot of TNA stars, you kind of do Joe and AJ to make it interesting. We could, but it's not going to be interesting to us. We've seen those matches.
Nakamura,
yeah, that would be sweet.
He's fought Brock Lesnar before, hasn't he?
A couple of times.
Yeah, I would probably go for someone like Nakamura. It would raise his profile a bit on the main roster as well. Or Seth. I think Seth would be a good match for him to have.
Seth.
Yeah.
Like different styles as well. My second question was, so you seeing how athletic Undertaker is in 2006, diving around all over the place, how bored must he have been in like 1992? So imagine how much more athletic he would have been in 1992, yet he just strolled around the ring and like put clothes on and stuff. Like didn't work a physical style at all. Like he would have been super more athletic then.
I think after watching that match, it's a shame that I've never... Undertaker was never my favourite wrestler, ever. That's a shame, really, looking back.
But I bet you most people, Undertaker wasn't their favourite wrestler, like most people. But he's just like...
You know, when you look back...
He's always there.
Because I watched a lot of his stuff on the network now. Obviously, I watched that match. His feud with CM Punk was amazing. He had a good look most of the time. Why was he never my favourite wrestler?
I don't know. You take for granted things that are always there.
And now he's gone. I'm like, oh, why?
You take for granted things that are always there, like your wives and family and that. I do anyway. It's like, maybe because the Undertaker was always there, you're like, you never thought you needed to appreciate them.
Yeah, well.
But then and you go for flash in the pans like Rizango that make you feel happy, but you don't.
Triple H was my big one though.
Yeah.
He's always there. He's still there.
Yeah.
What was the
How are you
question
going to
again?
do when he retires?
He'll just keep going for
It wasn't like it was more of amusing than a question. It was about like he wrestled in '92, basically did nothing.
Yeah.
Super athletic in 2006. Like he must have been bored.
But yeah, he must have he had to do that in order to build the mystique, didn't he, of the Undertaker? He had to do the whole earn thing, didn't he?
But he must have thought, I can dive over the top rope and all this, and I've just got to put a claw on. It's boring. But yeah, I agree.
Maybe he couldn't do all that back then. Maybe he was like learning.
Maybe he did yoga. Got more subtle.
DDP yoga helped him to fly over the rope and stuff.
So yeah, that's the match. I would recommend it. Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. A lot of people on the internet think it's the best match WWE's ever produced. If you've got an alternate opinion,
if you've got a better review than me, because I forgot what happened in it, maybe you could email the review in at the WrestleFriends Podcast at yahoo.com, because we've never had an email yet, and I really, really would like an email.
Just one.
Just the one. I'd be happy as Barry
Chuckle. So yeah, next is time for WrestlePoetry.
Oh yeah.
WrestlePoetry. Sometimes they rhyme, sometimes they don't. Most of the time they're shit. But that is fine, cause it's still funny. Ha ha.
Hee hee.
Do you want to go first?
I do. This week's Wrestle Poem by me is called All Hail the Stop Man.
No.
I'm a big fan of the Stop Man. That wasn't part of my poem, but here we go. It's not a rhymey one, so don't expect any of that stuff. Chaos in the ring. Too much for one ref to handle. Stop. No, don't do it. Mankind is in a dumpster, surely to be thrown from the stage. Stop. No, don't do it. By God Almighty, he must be broken in half. Stop. No, don't do it. No, Braun, don't tip that ambulance over don't tip that ambulance over containing Roman Reigns. Stop. No, don't do it. Hey, can we get someone in here to help? Quick! Stop. No, don't do it. Slaughter, Patterson, Briscoe, Road Dogg, Finlay, and Devon too. Stop. No, we salute you.
That was awesome. I think that's possibly my favourite one ever.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
All hail the Stop Man.
I think the reason that it's my favourite is like it's the unsung heroes.
I don't know. They're the guys who we talk about them quite a lot, but I bet a lot of people don't even care about them guys.
It's an important part of wrestling, though.
Yeah.
Like you can't just have people doing things.
No, you've got to have someone there trying to stop them.
Like in real life, if two people start fighting,
you go, no, stop, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We've just they say other things, but it's funny to just think that they just say that. So I went with a poem about my made-up tag team.
Have you?
Yeah, of Ty Dillinger and Darren Young. It's
cool.
called A Team You Would Award a Perfect 10.
Wow.
2 stars, searching for a purpose. Your potential, a burden. As a team, you would be perfection, infecting the ring with a 10 connection. DY will certainly be great again. Championships, your new domain. With Crazy Bob in your corner. Humorous, but definitely a man with a disorder. Ty, your affinity with the fans cannot be denied. Your work and attitude dignified. 2 premier athletes ready for a chance. Team Perfect 10, a grappling romance.
That was so it was deep, man.
I've gone back deep again.
I think we've both went a bit deep this week. I think we're going deep into thought
I think
territory.
the reason I went deep on it is like the two guys that I really like who
You care much
I care
about
how
them,
they're
don't
used
Yeah.
and they've only been abused.
you? Used and abused as I don't know.
So yeah, it was I think because like I've had quite a long week and there's a lot going on like at home. Like I just felt like I needed to be deep.
I know where you're coming from. The Stop No poem definitely was coming from the same sort of depths as that.
Stop no like
All hail the Stop No.
it's
guy.
like what I've realised is like our wrestle poetry, if we probably listen back, is kind of goes along with our mood that week.
Yeah. I think one day when we've done enough shows, we could do a Wrestle Poetry special where we'll do rereadings of all the old classic Wrestle poems.
Or I could just splice them all together, see if we're like on holiday or something.
Could do. Be funny if we went and revisited them live though, because we could laugh at them again.
We could. I think that's a lovely idea. Do you have anyone who you want to give the Gonzalez Award again? Once again, I'll explain the Gonzalez Award. So we did a pilot episode where we did a quiz just to see how we were, in front of a microphone and stuff. And we talked about loads about Giant Gonzalez for some reason. And we decided that he was poo. And that anyone who is on the podcast, unintentionally or intentionally, who is a bit poo, a bit funny, could be just a made up thing. Like a few weeks ago it was racist Shinsuke. Then they get the Gonzalez Award. Anyone come to mind?
I would like to give it to the team of the gel that keep the WWE together. The mushy goodness in the middle that stop chaos for me. I would like to give it to the team of Stop No men that stop chaos from breaking out backstage in WWE. They are the saviours.
Stop you, man.
This week's Gonzalez Award goes to the Stop No man. Have you got anyone in mind?
No,
It was either that or your tag team.
I'll go with it. My tag team's awesome. Booker Vince.
Bouquet, no.
I've noticed that I haven't got written on all of our social medias and emails. Can you remember them?
Do you want us to dish them out?
Dish them?
They're all in my head. Our email is the WrestleFriends Podcast at yahoo.com. I would really, really like it if somebody gives an email because I look every day and no one does. We're also on Facebook. We're just the WrestleFriends on there, aren't we? WrestleFriends Podcast.
The WrestleFriends Podcast.
We're on Twitter. We are friends_wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No.
Wrestle_friends?
Friends_wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
like
type in WrestleFriends, you'll be able to find one. We're also on Instagram, but Instagram seems to get a little bit overlooked at the minute because we don't take many pictures. Your best bet at the minute, honestly, is Facebook, and I would love an email.
We're on SoundCloud.
Yes. And we're also on iTunes now.
We're on iTunes.
We are obviously Ken Shamrock's favourite podcast, so you're in good company.
The world's most dangerous podcast.
Hey, is that it?
That's it from me.
And that's it from me.
Good night, WrestleFriends.
Good night.